Okay, guys, so I know it's late, but I figured, what the hell, I'll talk about it, because I've been working on my other channel with my buddy C-Dubs. If you haven't already, I'll leave a link below so you guys can subscribe to that channel. Expect new videos coming soon! Anyway, so let's get started with talking about the news that came out for DC, preferably their Justice League lines. And this is something I've been meaning to talk about, but I was like, yeah, I'll talk about it here, and subsequently the other stuff that has come out, the other two titles that have come out. So first things first, let's talk about Scott Snyder's new Justice League team that is coming out. As you guys, for those who don't know, stumbling over my words here, for those who aren't in the know, Scott Snyder will be the new writer of Justice League, and it was after this story called No Justice, which is a big story involving all these characters that are surprising to see on the Justice League. But now, after that is done, Snyder will be taking over the main JLA title, which is kind of meh, because I was really enjoying Christopher Priest's Justice League. Hopefully he gets some good stuff, because I really think Christopher Priest was really good. I really enjoy his Deathstroke, so really hoping to get some cool stuff here for Priest in the future. Anyway, so going back to this, is that the lineup is so hilarious, but at the same time so much fun. So the lineup is going to be huge, consisting of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Jon Stewart, Hawkgirl, Aquaman, and Cyborg. Oh yes, and the Flash. Does this sound familiar to anyone? Yeah, it is. It is basically the JLA lineup with Cyborg. It is the JLA animated universe lineup with Cyborg and Aquaman as mainstays as well. Which I find, did Snyder just marathon a whole thing of the JLA series and Justice League United? Which, good on him, because that's a pretty kick-ass show, no denying. But, I just have this moment where Snyder would just burst into his office, into DC's office, and went, "Guys, I have an idea for Justice League, and I know what lineup I want to use." Yeah. It's a pretty cool lineup. It isn't going to be Wally, it is going to be Barry. The other thing that I found interesting is that the fact that the main Green Lantern will be Jon Stewart, which, for those who don't know, Jon Stewart is currently the leader of the Green Lantern Corps in the Green Lantern comics, which have become so far have distanced themselves away from everything else. It's become its own cosmic odyssey, and occasionally Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz show up on occasion, and they're the only Green Lanterns on Earth that show up from time to time. So it's going to be interesting to see how he balances being a JLA member and full-time lead, unless he loses leadership and maybe passes it to Hal or Guy or something, maybe even Kilowog. I don't know. So I think it's really cool that we're having essentially the animated series with lineup in here with Cyborg and Aquaman added to the team. It's going to be really cool to actually get more stuff with Hawkgirl as of late. So I'm really looking forward to. I know Snyder for me has been very hit and miss in terms of writing, so I'm curious to see where he's going to go with his Justice League, because all I've really seen whenever he shows up with the Justice League, it's mostly Batgod featuring Justice League, but it has been a little different for that for Dark Knight's Metal. So I'll give it a shot. Like I said, it's the animated series in comics. Can't go wrong with that. So moving on, we have other titles from DC that have been announced, and each one was like, wow, okay, you know how to, we're really playing fan fiction with the lineups at this point. If it wasn't obvious with the Snyder lineup. So the next title that was announced was the new Justice League Dark team, written by James Tynion. And the lineup is as followed: Wonder Woman, Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Detective Chimp, and Man-Bat. Yeah. Just let that sink in for a second. Now again, much like with Snyder, Tynion's a very hit-and-miss writer. More miss than hit with me. I don't know, I just think his detective's just kind of eh. I don't know. I don't hate the guy. I think I don't hate the guy. I just think that his detective's just kind of eh. But I will say that he has got my interest with having Detective Chimp and Man-Bat as main lineup members. It's really cool to have Detective Chimp in here, and it looks like he's going to be carrying around Excalibur, which was Frankenstein's, the DC Universe's Frankenstein's weapon. So I'm wondering if they're going to focus on Frankenstein at all in here. It's cool to have Wonder Woman as the leader, because Wonder Woman is a big JLA character. It's going to be fascinating to see where they're going to go with her joining a supernatural team, because, yeah, in essence, she's a god. She's pretty much, you know, from supernatural stuff herself. So, but she's never really dug into, like, the very dark essence of the DC universe. So to have her united with Detective Chimp and Man-Bat, which, by the way, I am so happy to see Man-Bat get more stuff, because I really dig Man-Bat. And to have him as a technical member of the Justice League is nothing short of awesome. Also, I don't know, where did the Swamp Thing dreadlock look, the Davy Jones look, as I call it, come from? Did that happen in Dark Knight's Metal? I don't know. But no, even though Tinian is, I'm being very tentative with Tinian with this one, but I am, call me interested just for Man-Bat and Chimp alone. Fucking Detective Chimp, guys! And then we come to Joshua Williams' new Justice League title, which will be Starfire, Cyborg, Azrael, Jessica Cruz, and Darkseid. Let me say that again. Darkseid is on a Justice League team. Yes, I know it's pretty much Darkseid from, you know, Dark Knight's Metal, and again, it was the baby Darkseid who survived Darkseid War. It's a big fucking thing, I know. But yeah, can we just talk about how it's so weird to have Darkseid on a Justice League team? And to have him be like Teen Darkseid with, and this team is so, like, the most fanfiction out of all of them. Cyborg, you know, having Azrael on this team too. Yeah. So this one's going to be, I think it's going to be a mini-series, if I'm not mistaken, but it is going to have Darkseid and this is his Justice League team with Cyborg, Cruz, Azrael, and Starfire. Which also, it's really cool to have, you know, Starfire as a member of the Justice League again. She was that in the Pre-52 alongside St. Walker when it was under Kong Gorilla. Yeah, I don't know why Jeremy Robinson wanted that guy as a main focus. Maybe he'll show up again. Kongorilla for rebirth. Hashtag Kongorilla for rebirth. There you go. But yeah, it's so weird to have the embodiment of evil on the Justice League team. And I also don't think that's going to last, but who knows. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, this all feels really fanfiction-y, but at the same time, you can't help but go, yeah, I kind of want to read that. You can't, especially with Snyder's Justice League, just for the lineup alone. And again, like I said, I don't hate Snyder. Let's get that right. I don't hate any of these writers. It's just that a lot of their stuff they've done is just kind of like very hit and miss, but I really dig the guys as people. So it'll be really cool to see Snyder like branch out with other characters outside of Batman and see how he takes them. Because I'm kind of off again with his Superman, so maybe this will convince me otherwise. But anyway, so... But again, Darkseid on the Justice League. Just let that sink in. But I'm really excited. I'm really curious for Justice League Dark, just because that lineup and having Wonder Woman lead a team of Zatanna, Swamp Thing, Detective Chimp, and Man-Bat, and God knows who else. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of these new JLA teams? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? And who do you think will join them? Anything's possible, right? But once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.